Hello, my name is Jordan Worrobah. I am a data analytics intern at Europe United. I'm in the Philadelphia area, and today I will be presenting my sales territory analyst based on C. Elferson's territory, and you can see the date there, 5/1/2026, May 1st. So we're going to get into it. I'll start with a little bit of an introduction. Then I'll go over the data that I'm using, which is the sample sales data. Then I'll go over the sales analyst. After that, I'll show the data dashboard, or actually, I'll show the visualization for the queries that I use. I'll talk about key findings, recommendation, and then I will conclude. So first, the introduction. This project analyzes sales performance for the territory managed by C. Elferson. The goal was to understand basically the revenue trends and compare store performance and identity and identify ways to improve sales as well. So I used SQL, and then I also used Excel to explore transactions, data to find patterns and support a recommendation for what the next quarter should look like for this company. So that is what I'll be talking about, just giving a full synopsis of what we're dealing with in terms of data, the queries that I used, and so forth. So first we have the data and the methodology. So the data, the analyst was conducted using the sample sales database, and SQL queries were used for this. So we used those to extract and analyze data from multiple tables. We did store sales, store location, management products, and a few other tables as well, just to get a full synopsis of what we were working with. In the beginning of the query, I actually wrote show all the tables so I could see exactly each piece, because once you import a lot of data, it can be hard to siphon through it because there was like 50,000 lines of inserts. So I was going through it and I realized, let me just open up the query some of it and see what that information actually is. And then the methodology is I use key joins were used to connect sales with store locations and management regions. The analyst focused on total revenue and time period, monthly revenue trends, store performance rankings. So now let's get into the sales analysis. When you look at this, it goes what the query is, and then what I got from it. So for this question, it is what is the total revenue overall for sales in the assigned territory, plus the start date and end date that tells you what period the data covers. Now, as a precursor, the dashboard will be talking about two questions, and I'll show specifically what those questions are. As of right now, I won't be putting everything from here on the dashboard, but a lot of this information is included. So this is one of them, having the total revenue as well as the start date and the end date. As you see on the left hand side, the query I used the aggregate for some, and then I also use minimum, I use maximum. So this way we got the end date and the start date, and then I join them on the table. I believe this was sample sales. I believe that's what that table is. So I used the join, and then I used another join, and then I did where, and you'll see that where clause in each one of them because I wanted the territory to be specifically C. Elferson. So you'll see that on each query. Moving on, we looked at monthly revenue. Now, this is also something that will be on the dashboard because I felt like it was important to show exactly what the monthly revenue is. Now, looking at this, it tells us what months did we perform well, and now we can look at reasons. Why did we perform well this month? Is it was it out of our control? Was it in our control? Did we do more marketing this month? How much did we spend on marketing? How much did we spend on resources? Did we use less resources, more resources? And then even going in detail about where we were earning the most, which stores we were earning the most. So those are, of course, a lot of questions that would arise when you see this information, but this is a starting ground, knowing how much in total did we make per month, right? So over here, I use the what is the month by month revenue breakdown for the sales territory. As you see, we use the date format so that we could have it 2022 and then just have the month. And then we did, of course, another aggregate for some from store sales. And then we did the two joins, of course, again, where, and then we group by month, and then we order by month as well. Moving on, this one is the sales manager for the East region, and then the total revenue. It says provide a comparison of total revenue for the specific sale territory and region it belongs to. So you see the region there, east. So the east side. My apologies. I believe I put up there the wrong picture, but you do see how it shows the total revenue, sales manager, and then the region. On the left side here, we have select, and then we have the region, sales manager, again using aggregate, sum as total revenue. This way, using that, I forget the name, but using that change in name makes it very much more readable. And of course, that's the goal, is being readable, right? So that's what we're looking at here. Now, if we go on, now we're looking at transactions per month and average transaction. So yes, we're looking at transactions per month and average transaction size by product category for the sales territory. So if you see here, we have average transaction, transactions category, and then we have month. On the left, we have a pretty extensive query. So this query, it looks a little bit verbose. However, it's essentially just using the same joins that we've been using to put everything together and make it more readable. When I first wrote this, it was multiple tables I was showing. As I wrote it, I realized, let me use these joins. Let me use these joins we've been taking so long to learn so that it's more readable. You see there, we can have transactions, average transaction, category, month, and then we rounded it. This way, it makes it a little bit easier to read as well. Order by, and then group by as well. Again, based on my territory. All right, let's go. Can you provide a ranking of in-store sales performance by each store in the sales territory, or a ranking of online sales by state within an online sales territory? So for this, we did store location and then total revenue, right? So when we compare store performance, we see that New York and Rochester are the top performing stores. That gives us a lot of information. Think back when we looked at month by month sales, we also want to take this into account as well. So they generate significantly more revenue other than more than other locations, other than Queens, that perform at a lower level, or you see there Oswego. So this shows that most of the revenue is coming from just a few of the key stores. I mean, there's revenue from all, but these are almost outliers because they are doubling in sales. So that's something you definitely want to take into account. Now we're going to look at the visualization the dashboard. So you see here in the top left, we have total revenue, we have start date, we have end date. We also have in the left hand side monthly revenue. So this dashboard summarizes the main results of the analyst analysis. This line chart shows monthly revenue trends over time, and then the bar chart ranks stores based on total revenue. I made it more readable by showing those gold bars again. Those are our highest performing stores. Together, these visuals make it easy to see both growth patterns and top performing locations as well. So, based on these findings, I have my recommendation. I recommend focusing sales, especially on New York and Rochester, and increasing inventory in those places specifically, and also increase marketing in those locations as well. At the same time, I would say for the lower performing stores, they should receive targeted promotions to improve their performance because you want those stores that are performing lower, you don't want to put too much money into them, but you also do want to increase their revenue. It's based on risk and gain. If you're gaining more, you put in more. If you're not, then of course you wouldn't want to put in more. And then start thinking about that hard conversation where is that market even viable in those areas? So this approach creates a balanced strategy that supports both growth and improvement. And just to conclude, in conclusion, this analysis shows strong revenue growth across the territory. Top performing stores play a major role in overall success. And by focusing on these strengths while improving those weaker locations, the company can continue to grow and increase revenue in the next quarter. This has been my sales analysis based on CL Ferson's territory. Again, my name is Jordan Worrobah. I'm a data analyst intern. Thank you for your time, and please send any questions if you have them. Take care. Bye bye.